Hello there everyone, welcome back to another installment of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews. This time around we've reached our season finale, and we have reached the final complete season DVD that was sent to me by ThomasFan261, also known as Sean. This time around we are taking a look at the complete Series 12, which is kind of weird considering the fact that I've kind of already reviewed this season. When Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews was a weekly series, when we hadn't yet caught up to modern day, I reviewed the Adventure Pack, which essentially is all of Season 12 released in one box set after each individual Season 12 release came out. It's kind of the US's second box set, but also not really because it's just repackages of 4 separate releases, but some people consider it to be the US's second complete series box set. The UK, of course, however, continuously gets complete seasons on physical media. I don't know about the later CGI seasons, though. I'm not sure how far behind they are. But at least in terms of the classic seasons and the hit era seasons and some of the CGI stuff, the UK consistently gets releases on physical media that the US just doesn't get. With all that being said, let's jump right into the history section of the complete Series 12. So the complete Season 12 of Thomas & Friends was released on February 20th, 2011. Put a little asterisk by that there because the wiki is telling me that this came out on iTunes. Apparently you could get this a day previous to its physical media release. I know digital releases of films and even some releases of Thomas & Friends media have come out earlier on digital platforms, but that's more of a modern day thing. Like usually the time frame between a digital release of a movie and then a physical Blu-ray release, yeah, it's about 2 weeks out from each other. I don't remember digital releases being all that common in 2011. In fact, I think it was more of an emerging format in 2011. Regardless of that weird fact, on February 21st, 2011, at least the wiki tells me this, the complete Season 12 came out on DVD in the UK. Yet another single disc release. Tell me why they thought that putting all of Season 12 onto a single disc was a good idea? I don't know. Then, a year and a month later, in March of 2012, the complete Season 12 was released in Australia. So once again, the Australians are neglected for about a year in getting a complete Thomas season. Apparently, the British just really don't like our brothers down under. As far as DVD box sets that this was included in, this was not included in the really large Seasons 1 through 11 box set that came out in the United Kingdom, because that was only Seasons 1 through 11. There actually are no box sets that include this in the United Kingdom. Again, that's according to the Thomas & Friends wiki. There are 2 releases of this that came from Australia. The first one we've talked about previously, that is the Essential Collection, which includes Seasons 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We talked about this one last week and how it has a pretty simplistic box art and such, but it does look pretty nice. This next one, I have no idea if I can find pictures of or not. There's no link to it on the actual wiki itself, and there's no pictures of it in the gallery. But apparently there was a Season 11 and 12 2-pack that was released. If I can find photos of it, I'll put it on screen here. That's interesting. That does kind of harken back to last week when Season 9 was included. And I think it was a Season 9 and 10 2-pack, which I guess that's cool. You get 2 seasons for presumably the price of like 1.5 maybe. And as far as releases for Season 12 goes, at least in the UK and Australia, that's it. This got almost no love, no fanfare at all, really. It was just kind of pooped out on a physical media, and the United Kingdom people and the Australian people, they just left it to be. It was included in a couple of multi-packs, and then that was that. which kind of makes me a bit sad for Season 12, but at the same time I don't have a lot of sympathy for it because it's not really a good season. But we'll get to that in due time. For now, let's jump into the close-up section of the complete Season 12. Alrighty everyone, here's our close-up look at the complete Series 12 of Thomas & Friends. Up here at the top you have Special Edition, over 3.5 hours of Thomas. Thomas & Friends logo, the complete Series 12. It's in the style of the Great Discovery poster art here, which is kind of cool, I guess. But oh my gosh, look at that huge, hideous CGI Thomas. Wow, that does not look good. I miss classic Thomas now. I want him to come back, please. 20 exciting stories there on the side. G and U for your ratings. The poster's nice. I just wish this Thomas didn't look like he wanted to eat me. The spine, hit logo, Thomas & Friends, complete Series 12. Thomas, once again, your ratings and product number. Features a blurb and a little outline here with all the characters: Edward, Henry, James, Percy, Emily, Toby, Gordon, Freddie, and Rosie. 2 randos there. I guess it's because they were introduced in seasons prior and they get roles in this season? I don't know. But one thing we're missing: where's the list of episodes? Up until this point, we got lists of episodes on our complete series discs. Where are they? They're not here. Oh man, that sucks. ThomasandFriends.com link down there, and your tech specs, ratings, barcode, all that stuff down there on the bottom. And on the inside, just like with the complete 3rd and 9th series, they cram the entire series onto one disc, and it's a squished up version of the poster art. Very odd, considering here in the United States, Season 12 was on 4 discs and was compiled into the Adventure Pack. So I don't know why they thought it was smart to cram it all onto one disc. So that pretty much wraps up the close-up section. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? eBay, Amazon, just like we looked at last week with the complete Season 9, you can find this on both eBay and Amazon for relatively cheap. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? I can confidently say no to this one. Released in the United Kingdom and Australia since, 2011, 2012. In the US, though, there have been some Season 12 releases that have been put out fairly recently that you can probably still get your hands on, but as of the UK and Australia, no, it's not found anywhere right now. Also, I'm sure I got some backlash last week for looking up on the US version of Amazon Prime to try and see if Season 9 was included on Prime. I'm well aware of that. I wasn't aware of that when I made that section. I apologize for those of you that got offended, presumably, because I'm recording this before the episode actually airs, but I apologize for that. But I don't have a VPN, so I have no idea if Season 9 or 12 is available on UK or Australian Amazon Prime. I'm assuming it's not, though. Number 3, should you pick this product up? You heard me mention earlier that Season 12 is not a good season, and I stand by that opinion now. I don't remember what I said in my previous home media review for the Adventure Pack. Apparently, some commenters have told me that I was kind of positive about Season 12. I wish I could go back and change that review, because Season 12 is wow, it's a mess. First of all, we gotta talk about the visuals, okay? The CG faces on the models, it just doesn't work. Once again, I have no idea what I said in my previous review for this season, but this is my opinion right now. Those faces just don't work. There's just something off about it because it's not real. You look at that CGI face and you say, no, that's not really there. His mouth should not be moving. Thomas's mouth should not be moving. It just shouldn't be. It feels wrong. Especially when you see in multiple shots throughout this season that the characters have their actual face masks on that don't move and their mouths and stuff aren't CGI, that just creates a weird contrast, and it takes me out of it every time I notice it. It took me out of this season while I was watching it. And the CGI just does not hold up. I mean, this looks bad. Even for 2010 or 11 standards, whenever they shot this damn thing, it looks bad. The faces don't look terrible. It's where the lighting hits it that's weird. It's like the faces are lighter than the rest of the backgrounds, like around them. The faces are lighter than their actual bodies. Where it really pales in comparison to today's CGI is with the humans. They look inexcusably bad. They look like wax figures that are moving. They're so shiny, they're not lit correctly, they look awful. Now, you could make the argument that they were trying to go for a wooden figure type of look, like they did in the classic seasons and the hit era seasons where they had the plastic figures that barely moved at all. But this is CG. This is computer-generated images. You could do so much more with this, and you choose not to. What the hell, guys? I don't care what kind of aspect you were trying to go for here, Thomas team. It didn't work, especially with the humans. It just doesn't look good at all. Aside from the CGI faces and the humans, the model work in this is actually spectacular. I really like how all the models look. They look nice and clean and not dirty all that much. I enjoy the model work in this season because it's not when the team is on their A game, but they're about a B+ range and A- range, and that's still really good for Thomas standards. This doesn't look like Season 8, where, like, there was barely any sets that they made. Like, they put one station on, like, one piece of straight track, and they used it for, like, 12 episodes. Great Waterton looks great. I like that it's actually included in this season as a reference to the Great Discovery. I like that Stanley is featured prominently in a few episodes here. He doesn't get much of a character to him, but it's nice to see him here. My main problem with Season 12 is the fact that it's much like Season 9. It is incredibly boring. I mean, it's the dregs of model series Thomas work. I mean, it nearly put me to sleep on, I can recall specifically 2 separate occasions when I was watching this season. And I tried to do it all at once. Dear God, I should not have done that, but I tried to watch it all at once. It didn't work out for me. Like I said, I can recall 2 specific moments when I was falling asleep. Like, actively, like, closing my eyes, eyelids getting heavy, was getting ready to go to Dream World. I mean, it's amazing how much this season just bored me overall. I don't really have any episode that I can, like, latch onto and describe to you as being good, or at least memorable. Maybe the party surprise, but that's just because Colin is in that story, and it's the first and last time he's ever been featured in the show. Again, the narrow gauge characters are characterized the exact wrong way. That didn't get any better. Heave Ho Thomas, I guess, is a cool idea, especially with Hank, the American engine. That's a cool design for a character. He does absolutely nothing, and the story is pointless, but it's cool to see him there. Don't Go Back, I remember as being absolutely terrible. I think it's idiotic that Thomas and Diesel think that they can just race backwards throughout an active work zone and not get in trouble for it. Although I have to admit, the stunt where they push Arian Bird out the back of the shed, that was kind of cool. That was a cool crash. I'll give them that. Saved You had a lot of cameos in it, like Duck and Rocky and other engines that I can't think of. Gordon Takes a Shortcut, I know, had Oliver in it. That was cool. Oliver and Toad. Oh, Saved You had Donald and Douglas. That just popped in my head. Yeah, Season 12 was like the cameo season because this was the last hurrah for the models, so the team was like, hey, we're going to just go all out with it and put every character imaginable in this, except for like Dennis, Derek, Daisy, and a couple of others. Wow, every character I just said there started with a D. I did not mean to do that on purpose. You know the episode I remember the most? It's not because it's particularly memorable, but it's because I saw it airing on TV back in the day. The episode in question is Thomas Puts the Brakes On. I remember when I used to have this really old cable company, you probably don't know the name, Insight. Does anybody recognize that name? They're actually Spectrum now. They were Time Warner Cable, and now they're Spectrum. That's the same company. They've just changed their name a million times because they're run by bad people and they screw over their customers. Anyway, besides that point, Insight was shit. So, I got like this channel called Sprout, which I don't know if that's included in regular cable packages nowadays. I don't have cable personally. I have Hulu Live, so I don't know what's included in standardized cable packages nowadays. But, only thing I knew back then was Insight had Sprout. So I got to watch Thomas Puts the Brakes On in the morning when I woke up on like a Saturday, and I caught it on the TV, and I was watching it, and my parents were in the room with me while I was watching it, and they both said, huh, they actually made their mouths move. Like, that was the one thing they noticed about it. They didn't notice the story, the character work, nothing. They just noticed that the mouths moved and went back to eating their breakfast. That's actually the best way I can describe season 12. Hey, the mouths move. Now let's go do something else and not watch this season. I gotta say, though, Michael Angelis, he is better than Michael Brandon. I will 100% give him props for that. He is so much more bearable than Michael Brandon. At least he's actually kind of trying. However, man, that does not excuse this really bad dialogue that the characters are given to say. And to his credit, Angelis tries to make it sound somewhat sophisticated, but it just doesn't work. So I'm at a loss of whether or not I should recommend season 12 or not. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I did recommend it back when I reviewed it originally. And I bet most of that was due to the fact that the adventure pack itself is the only other US DVD box set that you can get of an entire season. For this, though, you can get it pretty normally, especially in the UK and such, so I don't know if I can tell you to go out and buy this. I really just... I feel like I had a complete 180 turn on season 12. I went in giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I came out of it just wanting to take a nap. Angelis' narration was good, the model work was good, but that doesn't save really bad stories and really bad CGI. Really bland dialogue, just everything about this season. The only reason it's memorable is because they made the mouths move. That's it. If this was another hit season, nobody would remember these episodes. Absolutely not. These episodes would fall into obscurity, just like those in season 9, 10, and 11. So, I'm sorry, Michael Angelis, but your narration can't save this one, pal. I gotta say, Red Arrow to the complete season 12. Do not pick this up. This is not something that you need in your collection. I'll say this, though. The episodes look pretty good in widescreen. I think it's cool that they're actually in the proper format on this disc. And they didn't actually look that bad, surprisingly enough. I was expecting a complete and utter shit show in terms of picture quality with this, like I was expecting for season 9, but those episodes actually look pretty decent. These ones look better because there's only 20 stories here as opposed to 26 in season 9, so this was actually only 3.5 hours to sit down and watch. Shorter than Zack Snyder's Justice League, but around the running time of Titanic, so pick your battle there. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Probably eBay or Amazon, honestly. And number 5, what price should you pay? I'd say around $15 probably is worth it for this. Although I did just say no to this in classic Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews fashion. You guys ever notice that whenever I end like a season of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews, they almost always end on a not recommend? I just now realized that, like while I was recording this, they almost always end on a red arrow. That's weird to me. Like, why? Do I just put everything that I don't like at the end of a season? I mean, at this point, it'll shock me if I do recommend something at the end of a Thomas & Friends Home Media Review season. I didn't go into season 12 wanting to hate this, and I don't really hate it. I'm just ambivalent to it. It just, there's nothing here. But if you're really serious about this, yeah, 10 to 15 bucks if you really want to waste your money. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We have made it to the end of the revival season of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews. We have reviewed 7 different UK releases here on the show, plus a supplemental on the UK copy of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. So you could technically say we've reviewed 8 UK releases here. There have been some highs. The very best of Thomas and Friends I still think is the best release that we have actually covered in this revival season, and there have been some lows, like Together on the Tracks or Season 12. But all in all, I had a really great time coming back to this show. This is my baby. You know, this is the show that I thought of one random day while I was watching Nathan P. Butler doing his From the Star Wars Home Video Library series, and I thought, what if I did something similar to this but for Thomas? And this show went through several different pilots that I never actually uploaded to YouTube. Originally, I wasn't actually going to do this show in chronological order. I was just going to do whatever the comment section suggested for the next episode. I'm so glad I went with chronological order, though, because I can say that this is the only comprehensible series on YouTube that has covered every single U.S. Thomas & Friends home video. We haven't covered all the multi-packs and such, or all the box sets, like all the weird random ones, like there's like another Christmas box set or something, I don't know. We haven't covered all the Totally Thomas box sets or all the Wooden Train bonus packs, but we have covered every single singular home media release for Thomas & Friends in the United States. And you know what? It feels pretty great. Like I said, this show is my baby, and it pained me. I gotta leave it behind because we don't have anything else to cover. I didn't have the UK stuff at the time. I never even considered diving in to foreign stuff back then. I hated leaving it behind, but I was excited to start the new series, regular home media reviews, which I've had a lot of fun with, but it is always nice to come back to where your roots got you started at. And guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to every single person who has sat down every week and watched not only this revival season, but also the supplementals. We had probably a month and a half of supplementals leading up to this revival season. I even had to push the home media review on Together on the Tracks because I had that super duper awesome sampler that I had, that I just had to do a supplemental on, so I had to push Together on the Tracks to get that out there. Supplementals are the bane of my existence because they're never going to stop. They're always going to be there. There's going to be something that I miss. There's going to be a release that I find for cheap that I know I can make a video on it. They're always going to be a thing, and I'm glad that you guys are not as annoyed by them as I am. But sincerely, guys, thank you. The amount of support that I got from that revival season trailer I put out a few months ago was like astounding to me. I knew this show was popular. I didn't know people loved it that much. I didn't know people were as sad as they were when I took this show off the air because there was nothing else that I could do. That was partially me taking it off the air and partially Mattel saying, we don't have anything else to give you, so you get nothing. I just had no idea that this show was as popular as it was, and I really can't say thank you enough without sounding cliche, but the only thing I have to say to you guys is thank you, because without you, and especially without the blessing of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I would not be able to do this show right now. I would not be standing in my closet in the middle of a bunch of old clothes, action figure boxes, standing in front of my Thomas & Friends home media collection right now, talking into a Samsung Galaxy S6 as a microphone, talking to you guys over YouTube. I would not be able to do any of this without the Lord Jesus' blessing. And I definitely wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for you guys that watched. Aside from meeting and falling in love with Hope, this YouTube channel has been one of the greatest blessings I have ever received from the Lord my God. I can't thank him enough for granting me this privilege, and I can't thank you guys enough for actually wanting to watch my content. Thank you. As far as where I'm going in the future from here, well, we're actually not really all that done with Thomas & Friends home media reviews because, as I've said before, more supplementals. Yay! I just talked about how much I don't like them. I'm doing more of them because I want to get everything I have covered before the end of the year. Conservatively, I say we have about a month and a half left of supplementals, so for those of you that are fans of this series and only watch me for the Thomas content, congratulations, you've got another 6 weeks of supplementals coming your way. The first one that's airing next week is going to be on an alternate copy of Thomas Percy and the Dragon that I have recently acquired on DVD. And then the 3 weeks following that are going to be on the Wooden Train bonus packs that I was gifted when I met up with Turtles and Thomas back in, I think it was October, to watch Thomas and the Magic Railroad in theaters. How'd I forget that? It seems like that meetup just happened yesterday. That was last year, man. And then the next couple of weeks after that, I'm going to leave that up to a surprise because I don't want to spoil what's coming up on the channel. May 31st, that's Memorial Day. There will not be any new content uploaded to the channel on that out of respect for that national holiday. So 6 weeks of uninterrupted Thomas and Friends home media review supplementals. And then, finally, but on July 12th, we are finally getting to Home Media Reviews Season 3. I've already revealed the 2 films that we're going to be covering for the first 2 weeks of Home Media Review Season 3, but in case you hadn't heard, July 12th, that's Deadpool, and then July 19th, Deadpool 2. I'm not going to be telling you what the rest of the films we're going to be covering in the season are because that's a secret. However, in regards to the season finale, which right now is scheduled to air on September the 27th, I don't have a movie picked for that yet. There will be a special update that is put up on the channel closer to that time frame, maybe around the end of August, where I'm going to be asking for you guys to actually vote for a movie out of some picks that I put out for you. I need you guys to vote on a film that you would want me to cover. Don't comment on this video, though, because if you comment here, it won't be counted. Wait till that update comes out. Like I said, probably around the end of August, start of September is when that video is going to come out. That's the video you vote on, okay? I don't want to see comments on this video saying, oh, I'd love for you to do this movie. Don't put it here. It won't be counted. So just because Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews is winding down, that does not mean that content is going away. Quite the opposite. Content is ramping up. I got to get started actually recording Home Media Review Season 3 because I haven't done shit for that season yet. So I got to get to work on that. I've already got the supplementals finished. I'm basically just sitting on those right now, but I got to get that done, at least a good chunk of it before it starts airing. So I'm still working. I hope you guys are still enjoying the content and are excited for what's coming to the channel soon. With all that being said, that was a really long update portion. I'm sorry for keeping you that long. I like to talk, and I like to talk to you guys. I will see you all next week. No new video on Memorial Day out of respect for that holiday. I will see you all then. Good night, everybody. So just that was bad.